Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever felt that there's a disconnect between what you say you believe and what you actually, do every day? Well, today we're diving into a really powerful blueprint that's designed to close that exact gap. It's a framework for turning your deepest convictions into real, tangible actions. So if you're looking for a way to live a life that feels truly integrated and purposeful, you are in the right place.
So let's just jump right in with the big one, maybe the biggest one of all. What is the ultimate purpose of your life? I mean, it's a question we all wrestle with, right? The material we're digging into today offers a pretty specific and structured answer to that very question.
The framework is called the earthly mandate. And at its heart, it's a surprisingly simple idea that a truly meaningful life has to operate on two levels at the same time. It's all about taking these timeless, ancient principles and showing us how to apply them to the real, messy challenges we face today. Okay, so I want you to picture your life moving along two basic directions. One that's vertical, going up and down, and another that's horizontal, going side to side. The big idea here is that a purposeful life isn't just about focusing on one or the other. It's all about how these two paths cross and actually make each other stronger.
And here's how that breaks down. That vertical dimension, that's all about relation, your personal upward connection with God. And the horizontal, that's your mission, your active, outward contribution to the world, how you serve others. But here's the key. The upward relationship isn't just for you. It's meant to be the fuel for your outward mission.
All right, let's dive into that first dimension, the vertical. This is all about building and strengthening that inner connection. You can kind of think of it as the foundation, right? It's the source of your strength, your guidance. It's what powers everything else you do.
This vertical commitment is broken down into three core practices. First, it's about loving God, through spiritual disciplines. Second, it's about reflecting Christ in your actual character. And third, and this one is really interesting, it's about honoring your body through physical discipline, seeing it as a vital tool for your mission.
Now this is where things get really specific. That idea of reflecting Christ, that's not just some vague, nice-sounding goal. It's a very intentional process called sanctification. To put it simply, it just means you're actively, consciously working to develop very specific qualities in your character.
And here they are. These are the qualities. This framework calls them the fruit of the Spirit, and they're meant to be the tangible proof of that inner vertical work. We're talking about really developing traits like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, and self-control. And this isn't just about being a good person in general. It's about building the specific character you need to actually carry out your mission in the world effectively.
Okay, so we've looked inward and upward. Now the whole framework pivots outward, to the horizontal. This is where all that inner work gets put into practice. This is the moment where that personal connection becomes a real, powerful force for good out there in the world. And this horizontal mission is really defined by three huge mandates. First, to share your beliefs. Second, to serve other people through acts of justice and compassion. And third, to take on the responsibility of being a good steward of creation, which means, caring for our planet.
And this, for me, is where it gets really, really cool. How do these huge, high-level ideas actually turn into concrete actions in our world today? The source gives some amazing, super tangible examples.
Let's start with a command that I'm sure most of us have heard before. Love your neighbor as yourself. It sounds simple, right? But the way this framework applies it is anything but. So what does loving your neighbor mean today? Well, according to this framework, it directly means protecting your neighbor. It means taking an active, modern stand against destructive forces, things like fighting financial scams, drug trafficking, and the illegal wildlife trade that hurts so many vulnerable communities. It's love in action. Okay, now let's take that second principle, the mandate of stewardship, from way back in the book of Genesis. This ancient call to care for the earth gets a very modern and deeply personal twist. For the person behind this framework, stewardship isn't just some abstract concept. It means becoming a conservation hero. It means taking a personal passion for the ocean and channeling it into learning scientific scuba diving to actively protect and restore the marine frontier in the Philippines. That is a perfect fusion of a core principle and a personal passion. And this chart just brings the entire model together brilliantly. Just look at the flow here. You start with the core mandate, like love your neighbor. That leads to a general practice, like justice and compassion, which then finds a totally unique personal expression, like becoming an advocate against black markets. You see the same pattern everywhere, from spiritual life to even physical health, where honoring the body becomes tactical fitness, training for real-world readiness. It's a complete integrated system. So, As we start to wrap this up, what's the big takeaway? The earthly mandate offers this incredible blueprint for living an integrated life. A life where what you believe and what you do aren't in two separate boxes, but are really two sides of the exact same coin. So the crucial point is this. The power of this whole thing isn't just in having noble beliefs. It's about building a solid bridge that closes the gap between what you believe in your heart and what you actually do with your hands, every single day. And that leaves us with one final question to think about. The goal isn't necessarily to adopt this specific mandate, but to use it as a kind of mirror. Take a look at your own life and ask yourself, how do my deepest beliefs actually show up in my daily actions? What's my mandate?